Training tips with Ruthie. Today we're going to look at 3 different types of overhead press, and we're going to be focusing on shoulders, and it's also going to be a little bit of core stability. So the first one is a kneeling overhead press. So you're going to get into a kneeling position. We want this knee under this hip, this ankle underneath this knee. If you need a little bit more of a wider base, you can walk the leg out to the side, but find your stability first. We're going to have a little bit of tuck under the tailbone. We want to really push into the front toe, and that's going to activate this glute, and we're going to be pushing into the back toes, and that's going to activate this glute. We're also going to be feeling a nice opening stretch here across the hip flexor. The back toe can be flat or tucked, depending on your mobility there in your foot and ankle area. So I like to keep mine flat. And by pressing into my toe at the back, and here I'm also beginning to engage my core here. I can feel that pulling in. So you can imagine lifting the pelvic floor up, pulling the belly button into the spine. We're going to bring our hand out to the side for stability. Press straight up. And we want to keep the ribs knitted down as much as possible. We're just going to press straight overhead. So what we don't want to happen is this. Or a lean over. So we want to have our shoulders stacking over our hips here too. Really strong in the legs. That's going to help support our torso and keep us stable. Okay, number 2. We're going to come into a standing Arnie press. So you'll need 2 dumbbells for this. You can also do this with kettlebells. So we're going to bring our hands in front. We're going to roll our shoulders back and down. Knuckles point forward. Press through our feet. We're going to be stable in our base. A little bit of tension in the glutes. Rotate, push overhead. Come back down to center. You can see there that my core is staying engaged and strong, and I can feel that pulling in there. So we're working on our core stability, our strength from our feet, and also the shoulders. Same thing here, you can see from the side, I've got a little bit of tension in the glute. I'm not arching my spine to sticking my bum out to get the weight overhead. We want to have that tucked. Okay, our next one is a seated alt press. So you're going to come to a seat. You can have a bench set up and have your back supported, or you can just be free sitting on a box, on a chair. Feet nice and wide, a little bit wider than hips. We're going to bring the weights to the shoulder. Press one and the other. One and the other. If this isn't comfortable for you, some people find this is better for their shoulder because you're using a little bit of chest here. So from the side, we want to try and keep our back nice and tall. Think length from the crown of the head to the tailbone, straight up, straight up. So you don't want to be leaning back here and moving like a crazy person and arching the spine. So if you feel your back is starting to do that in order to get the weight overhead, it means you've gone a little bit too heavy. So there you have it. Overhead presses. Give it a go. Let me know. Comment below.